If you're on the lookout for a great new show to help teach you about business, check out the Hustle Daily Show, brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business builders. The Hustle Daily Show is your daily dose of business, tech, news, and original stories to keep you in the loop on what's trending in business. Just like here, it's a daily podcast on which their team of writers break down the biggest business headlines in 10 minutes or less and explain why you should care about them. They'll also do deep dives on topics like a man who won the lottery 14 times and why it's nearly impossible to buy an original Bob Ross painting. I checked out a few episodes of the Hustle Daily Show, and to me, it was quick, educational, and feels like the perfect show to pair with OWD. So search for the Hustle Daily Show in your favorite podcast app, like the one you're using right now. You'll be glad you did.
TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1220. 6 Ways to Cope with a Miserable Job by Ed Herzog with tinybuddha.com. And welcome back to another episode of Optimal Work Daily, where I read to you each and every day from some of the very best articles around that cover your work life, sort of like an ongoing audiobook, focusing on jobs and productivity and all sorts of related topics. So with that, let's get right to our post for this Friday as we optimize your life. 6 Ways to Cope with a Miserable Job by Ed Herzog with tinybuddha.com. Quote, "Instead of complaining that the rose bush is full of thorns, be happy that the thorn bush has roses." End quote. Proverb. If you're feeling miserable in your current job or career, wondering when you'll be able to do something that makes your heart sing, I know exactly how you feel. I spent nearly a decade of my life working in jobs that I despised, having to dig deep every day to make it through another 8 hours. All the while, my soul felt like it was dying inside. I remember writing one-page memos and having to wait a month while they worked their way through the bureaucracy. Every manager would return the memos requesting a small, pointless change. By the time the memos were released, I barely recognized the words as my own. I knew that I had to get out, that I had to find something more meaningful, something where I could actually make a difference. But getting out of these jobs was hard. Really hard. One time, 3 years into a job, I knew that I needed to make a change, but it took me another 3 years to save up the money and find the courage to actually walk away. Meanwhile, I struggled to make it through the daily grind. Perhaps you are in a similar situation and wondering how you can continue going to a job you hate, day after day after day, not knowing when or if you'll be able to do something more meaningful. I don't want you to go through what I went through. So here are my suggestions for how to cope when you're stuck in a career or job and find yourself feeling miserable. 1. Figure out why you're miserable and change what you can. People can feel miserable for all sorts of reasons. One of the first things you can do is to reflect on why you personally feel miserable in your current situation. Perhaps you don't feel challenged enough in your current position, or maybe you find the job too stressful, or perhaps your current work team isn't a good fit for your personality. Rather than accepting your current situation as is, be proactive and work toward improving it. Can you ask your boss for more challenging projects? Can you be transferred to a different team? 2. Change the stories you tell yourself about your career. Most jobs or careers aren't inherently miserable. We often feel miserable because of the stories we tell ourselves. Your stories about your job are a creation of your mind and are neither true nor false. They're simply stories. Misery is created when we create and cling to stories such as, "I can't stand this. This is awful." Or, "I should be doing something else with my life." If you want to feel less miserable in your current situation, then change your stories to something neutral or even positive. For example, you could tell yourself, "This isn't really that bad." Or, "I will continue working toward a meaningful career. What I'm doing right now is only temporary." Those stories are equally as true as the negative stories that you're currently telling yourself. Next time you catch yourself repeating one of your negative stories, see if you can replace it with a more positive story. 3. Shift your perspective. It's not as bad as you think. Throughout the world, there are millions and millions of people who would be confused if you told them that you are miserable in your current job. They're making a lot less money while working longer hours and often in far worse conditions. They'd change positions with you in a heartbeat. When you're feeling miserable in your job or your career, try thinking about these people and remembering that your situation may not be as bad as you think. Things may be far from ideal, but they could also be much, much worse. 4. Build meaning however you can. While it may be easier for you to create meaning in some careers than others, you can always create meaning right where you are. Find the 1 or 2 things that you like about your current job situation and focus your time and energy on those. For example, I've worked in many government jobs that I found boring and repetitive, but I always had coworkers that I enjoyed talking to and spending time with. Those relationships were what provided me with meaning and helped me cope with the day-to-day drudgery. 5. Connect your job to other values. If you can't find anything meaningful about your current job, then try connecting your job to other values. For example, if you value providing financial support to your family, then focus on how your current job allows you to fill that value. Put up photos wherever you can of your family and periodically look at those photos and remind yourself how important it is for you to support them. Or perhaps your job provides you with ample time off to pursue other activities that you value. Again, focus on how lucky you are to have a job that provides you with that opportunity. And 6, focus on other parts of your life. Finally, if nothing else works, you can always focus your energy on other parts of your life. Simply accept that it will take time to move to a more meaningful career, and that for now, your work won't be a primary source of meaning in your life. And then, put your focus and energy into creating meaning in other parts of your life. Build the best, most meaningful relationships that you can. Explore all sorts of different hobbies or explore one hobby in depth. Get involved in volunteer activities that provide you with a sense of meaning. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to change careers in order to do something that you personally find meaningful. I've done it several times myself, but making a career change can take time. There's no reason for you to be miserable where you are right now, always waiting for a better future to arrive. Try using some of the suggestions we discussed and see if you can improve your current situation while also taking steps toward a more meaningful future career. You just listened to the post titled 6 Ways to Cope with a Miserable Job by Ed Herzog with tinybuddha.com. You want consistency and quality, but you also want variety and freshness. If you run a business, you want it all. With nuts.com, you can get so many different delicious snacks and ingredients and know that they will consistently exceed your expectations. Nuts.com is your one-stop shop for the highest quality foods for business. They offer delicious office snacks, corporate gifts, and wholesale ingredients. And over 50,000 companies choose nuts.com for their business needs, from offices to hotels to restaurants and retail stores. And we've even loved their product as remote workers. Nuts.com has sent us plenty of snacks that keep us energized and focused so we can deliver the best work that we can. Nuts.com makes ordering for your business quick and easy. Right now, Nuts.com is offering new business customers a free gift with purchase and free shipping on orders of $125 or more at nuts.com/OWD. So go check out all the delicious options at nuts.com/OWD. You'll get that free gift and free shipping when you spend $125 or more. That's nuts.com/OWD.
Shipping can make or break a sale, so optimize how you ship your orders with ShipStation. They make it easy to automate and manage orders no matter how big your business grows. And they might even be able to help reduce shipping and warehouse costs. So optimize and keep up your momentum for growth with ShipStation. Sign up for your free 60-day trial now at ShipStation.com and use the code POD. That's ShipStation.com with the code POD.
And thank you to Ed for this post. This was actually a guest post over at Tiny Buddha, so we also want to thank Lori of Tiny Buddha for letting us share the article. Tiny Buddha has been helping people heal, grow, and find peace since 2009. The site features stories and insights from people of all ages from all over the globe. For daily wisdom, you can follow Tiny Buddha on Twitter and Facebook at Tiny Buddha and Instagram at Tiny Buddha Official. Or subscribe to the blog at tinybuddha.com/list and be sure to check out Tiny Buddha's Inner Strength Journal, creative prompts and challenges to help you get through anything, which is available on Amazon. And content from Tiny Buddha is featured pretty much across all of our podcasts. So a big thanks again to Lori, and please do come by tinybuddha.com to learn a lot more. But that's going to do it for another edition of Optimal Work Daily. I thank you as always for being here with me. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow for more. And that is where your optimal life awaits.